and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren from Lauren and the Books. Today I'm going to be going over my February TBR. So these are all books that I want to read in February. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 books and one to get out of my pot. That's going to be 14 books. But I am doing very well with my reading this year. I'm doing very well, so I've got faith in myself. So I'm going to start with my book club books, and the first two books are books. I just painted my nails. This is not time to be filming this, is it? I'm sort of like, So the first two books I'm going to talk about are the books that I haven't got with me, and they're for my book club, and I'm going to be reading these on the Kindle. So the first one is, sorry, I have got it with me. The first one I'm going to be reading is Confess by Colleen Hoover. This one on Goodreads last year, best romance or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to get on with it. I'm not a big romance lover, and the back of the bump sounds a bit like, but I'm willing to give it a go. It's about somebody who she's lost everything in some, I'm not sure how, but she's lost everything, like her job, her friends, blah blah blah, and she wants to rebuild her life. It's got something to do with like maybe an artist she meets. Their names even just wind me up. Auburn and Owen. I mean, come on. So that is the first book I'm going to be reading for my book club. That is for my book club at work. Also, that's got to be, there's for my book. Also, this has got to be read by the 2nd of February, so I need to have a little wiggle on with this. And then for my March book club, we're meeting on the 1st of March. So the book that I need to read for them, which I've also got to read in February, is Red Rising by Piers Brown. I will insert a picture here. And I believe this is the first in a trilogy of science fiction books. The reason it's ended up in my book club is because Golden Sun, which is the second book in the trilogy, got picked as the best science fiction book on Goodreads of 2015. So I popped that in there, then realised it was the second, so I thought, well, let's read the first. So Red Rising by Piers Brown, know nothing of it apart from the fact that it's the first in a science fiction trilogy. If any of you have read it, let me know what you think. No spoilers, please. Another book that we will be reading for my not my radio book club, my online book club, that I don't have here because I'm going to be reading it on Kindle, is Now You See Me by Emma Horton. I don't know anything about this book either, but I suspect it's something to do with like a crimey sort of thing. Just the title gives that to me, but it is a mere £2.49 on the Kindle, so I'm going to be buying that. And also on my radio book club, we're having a children's book month, which I'm so excited about, and I am at the moment listening to the audiobook of David Walliams's Grandpa's Great Escape. I'm thinking I might read a few chapters of this. I've got halfway through now, so with the I use Audible for my audiobook, so I'm able to sort of like skip through. So I'm thinking I might actually use this as an opportunity to read some of the books. I've got this out from the library, but we're going to be talking about all children's books in my radio book club. I'm really looking forward to it. My mum is a primary school teacher, and she's going to find out from all her class what their favourite books are, and really looking forward to finding out what kids are reading. And I'm just finding this really funny so far. It's really good fun, lovely. I can see why kids love it so much. Next, I will be reading, and I'm really excited about this, I'm going to be doing a buddy read with Katie from Books and Things of Not the End of the World by Kate Atkinson. So this is a series of Kate Atkinson's short stories. I've read 2 Kate Atkinson's books. This will be my 3rd. There is another one in my February TBR that I want to read, and I absolutely love her writing, so I'm really looking forward to reading some of her short stories. Not really sure what any of the short stories are about, but really excited to do a buddy read with Katie. We attempted one last year, which was the Ruth of Zeki one. I can't think what it's called. Oh, Tale for the Time Being. She read it in a day, and I never finished it, so I'm hoping that this will be much more successful, and I'm really looking forward to buddy reading this with her. As I said, there was another Kate Atkinson book in there, and that is Kate Atkinson's A God in Ruins. I read Life After Life last year, and it was my I think it was my 3rd favourite book of the year. Absolutely loved it, and I've been really looking forward to getting into the sequel, prequel, companion book. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with this plot-wise. I know it follows Ursula's brother, but it was in hardback, and I'm not a big lover of hardback books, so I was sort of waiting for it to come out in paperback, and it came out at the beginning of the year, and I got it in a 2 for £7 bargain deal at Tesco. So yes, so excited to read that. That is going to be being read very early on in the month. This is a book that appeared on one of my TBRs last year, and I never got round to it, and I must, because I borrowed it off of a friend and I don't want to hang on to it anymore, and that is Dorothy Coomson's The Flavours of Love. I believe this is sort of like it's been 18 months since my husband was murdered, and I've decided to finish writing The Flavours of Love, the cookbook he started before he died. So I love cookery in fiction, so I think this is going to be really good fun. I don't think much of the cover. The cover makes me feel a bit like Yawn Fest, but I am excited to read it, and she really loved it, so I'm looking forward to that. The next are all books from the library. And there's a few things in here that I've had from the library for a while, and some little ones that I've picked up that I'm excited to read. So the first one is Two More Pints by Roddy Doyle. So I read Two Pints by Roddy Doyle a couple of years ago. It's real fun. It's two Irish men, it won't take me long to read at all. Two Irish men sat in the pub just talking about things that are happening throughout the year. The year that this is focusing on is 2013, so it will be things that have happened in the year, and it's just like script basically of things that have happened during the year. It really won't take me very long, and I found it really funny. So it's got things in here like the things they're going to be talking about is Barack and Michelle Obama, Jimmy Savile, financial crisis, abortion, horse meat in your burger. So it's just some sort of like, just some observations on life from the perspective of Roddy Doyle, who I think is hilarious. The next book, I'm really looking forward to reading this, and this is, God, am I going to murder this first name? Myri McFarlane, It's Not Me, It's You. So this is about a woman called Delia who starts a new job. I think she moves to a city and starts a new job. So I looked at the front cover and was a bit like, blur, looks a bit like chick lit to me, but coincidentally, I watched Lena from Just Kiss My Frogs video, and this was one of her favourite books of last year. So I am excited to read this, and it's full of like lots of funniness and lulls and all things. So looking forward to reading that, and it looks to me like it's not going to take me long to read either. This is a book called, the next book is a book called Hotel Alpha by Mark Watson. So Mark Watson is a comedian in the UK, and I heard him talking about this book on the radio quite a few months ago, and it is about a hotel, an old-fashioned hotel, and it's told from two points of view. I think somebody who's staying in the hotel, and then the like one of the guys that has worked there his whole life, and it just sounded like a really good plot for me, like, and I just thought it's going to be something I'm really going to enjoy. So I've had this out from the library for ages, keep renewing it, actually need to get around to reading it, so I thought this month would be the month. This I've seen on quite a few people's booktube channels, and that is A Wild Swan and Other Tales by Michael Cunningham. This is a beautiful book. I love the font. The front cover is absolutely gorgeous, and the back cover also pretty. And this is, I believe, retellings of oh, it's got some lovely illustrations in here as well, retellings of fairy tales. Not sure which ones. There's something here called Little Man, A Monkey's Paw. So, not very big either, so excited about that. The next one's a bit of a cringe book that I'm going to read, but hey, I want to read Caroline Flack's autobiography, Storm in a Sea Cup. I read Spectacles by Sue Perkin's autobiography in January, and I thought, I don't read autobiographies very much, and I haven't read one for a while. And I saw this in the library, and I really do like Caroline Flack. Mainly I like her hair, and I thought I would read that because it's probably got a bit in here about when she was on Strictly Come Dancing, and there's not much more I love in life than Strictly Come Dancing. So I thought I would read that, so hopefully I'll get round to that this month. And the last book I have from the library is, and it's going to be my graphic novel that I will be reading this month, although I'm not sure this counts as a graphic novel, it should do, and that is Hark a Vagrant by Kate Beaton. So I have been coveting this book since I saw it on Sana's channel when I very first started BookTube, and I reserved it at the library and got it out, and now I'm so pleased because I'm really looking forward to reading that. So this will probably get read quite early on in the month as well. So the last thing to do is pick a book to read out of my TBR jar. So here it goes, and I should not have, although this one's just leapt right out at me. I think I'll go for this one. I didn't want to pick one out because I just painted my nails, and this one was in the lid, so let us see what it is. It is, oh Christ, it's a long one. A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Let me go and get it. God, that is so massive. Jesus, look at the size of it. Okay. 798 pages. Oh, no, that's just some, is that some background stuff? Christ. Well, I have wanted to read it, and I keep saying I want to read it, so what time is better but now? And this is on my, out of my TBR jar. I will be hopefully reading A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I have read this before, but I do not remember one thing about the whole bloody book. So I'm going to give that a read, and that is my book from my TBR jar this month. So well done that. So let me know what you guys are planning on reading in February. Let me know if you've read any of these books and you enjoyed them. And I will see you again on Sunday with a wrap up of what I read in January. See you guys. Bye!